Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy, strong style, cinephile, one after the reigning defending MPX tag team champions, of course, Titans. And once again, I was prepared for disappointment. That's literally my first thought is like, how is Titans going to disappoint me this week? So let us geek about it for a scant few minutes. Now, this episode remembered that Rachel is a part of the season. We see her on Themyscira and her efforts to bring Donna back to life. I skipped past the recap of previously on Titans because I just didn't want to be reminded of the stupid way that Donna died, where she got electrocuted, saving people, holding up a carnival ride. She was electrocuted, and it was around about that time. I can't remember exactly if the trailer for Wonder Woman 1984, that piece of garbage movie, if that trailer came out before or after this episode, because it was just the juxtaposition of stupidity where you have Diana in the Wonder Woman 1984 trailer literally web swinging on lightning bolts, and then you have Donna Troy, also an Amazon, on Titans getting electrocuted and dying. It was just, oh God, it was just so stupid. But here we are. So you have Rachel, who went back to Paradise Island, Themyscira, to bring her back, and then you have Tim Drake, who just got shot in the last episode. We find him on the train, this train to somewhere, to your destination, which the whole thing with stuff on the train was done in black and white, which I thought was cool. Black and white to me just makes everything cooler. So Tim doesn't want to go to his destination. The destination being like your stop on the afterlife. I mean, as Donna said in the episode, it's kind of on the nose the way they did it. It's a train that's taking you to your final stop. But he doesn't want to go. He's not ready. He doesn't remember how he got there, but he runs away from the train. Donna's on the train. She follows him, and they end up in the woods. They're running from ghouls. And then Hank shows up, which from the episode description, seeing that we were going to see some familiar faces. Once the whole thing started with the whole death train afterlife, I figured it was going to be Donna and it was going to be Hank. And it was. Hank kind of explains the lay of the land, how those things that were trying to get at Tim were ghouls. And once the ghouls get you, they take you to Hades, and there's no coming back from that. But Hank has heard from somebody that there's a bridge and an upside-down tree where you can go across the bridge and you can go back. So Hank is like, oh my God, you being here, I'm here. It's a second chance. It's our chance to go back. And Hank says, I've got a lot of road left. And Donna's, at first, doesn't want to go back. She doesn't like the way she went out, but she doesn't want to go back. There's a lot of death stuff going on in this episode because you had Donna dealing with the fact that she was dead, or she is dead. She doesn't want to go back. Hank wants to go back. Tim is not satisfied where he's at. He says later on in the episode that once he remembers that he got shot in the back, he feels he was trying to help the Titans. He ran away. He was being a coward. He died a coward, getting shot in the back, and that he doesn't want that to be his story. So if there's a chance to go back, he wants to go back. And Hank is leading the way as they're driving to find this bridge. They find the bridge, and we knew Donna was going to come back. We knew Tim was going to come back. We knew through some kind of sacrifice or whatever, Hank wasn't going to come back, and he doesn't. Donna and Tim make it across. But as all this is going on, you have Rachel trying to use her powers to bring Donna back to life, which is frowned upon by the other Amazons around her. And then we see her punishment for kind of the fact she keeps doing this, defying their orders. She has to there's a stone like sculpture. It's been in place since before history, since before memory. And she claps, and this woman claps, and then the whole thing falls apart. Rachel is charged with putting it back together again in any way, shape that she wants, but she needs to use all the stones and put it back together. She tries a couple times, and it doesn't work. And there's a comment made that it's akin to putting together a soul. So the whole thing with Donna is trying to stir her soul, bring her back to life. So Rachel kind of gets the message, oh, I can't bring Donna back. Like, her soul is gone. I can't put it back together. I can't put it back on this mortal plane. And then as the woman is talking to Rachel, she recounts her own daughter dying in battle and how she went through efforts to bring her back. And then she was trying to find a reason, like, why am I trying to bring her back? What am I bringing her back to? What am I bringing her back for? That sort of thing. And then that kind of settles in Rachel's mind where she's like, okay, maybe I'm doing this for the wrong reasons. Maybe it's just pointless. But then she sees, and as she's preparing to leave, she's given up on bringing Donna back to life. She sees Donna's body's missing. because she got brought back to life. They went over the bridge. Tim wakes up in the hospital. Donna is gone, and Hank, we thought his self-sacrifice was just going to be him just getting his soul getting grabbed and taken to Hades. He winds up near the train. Next thing you know, he turns around, and there's Don, the first dove. And Don says he's been waiting for him. The brothers are reunited, and Don says that these ghouls are kind of doing things to people unchecked. They could use a dove and a hawk. Hank says hawk and dove, and then they kind of quibble over the name, stuff like that. But it was cool to have Hank have that moment of, because he was feeling unfulfilled. He felt like like I said, he had a lot of road left. He makes peace with where he is, with being dead and kind of moving forward. The whole thing is about moving forward. Donna says, maybe that's why she doesn't want to go back. That happened. She wants to move forward. Hank tells her maybe going back to life is moving forward. But this, for Hank, he accepts that this is his path moving forward. To be dead, to be in the afterlife, reunited with his brother to do stuff, to save people. And of course, I am a huge Alan Richton fan. As I mentioned, it was interesting reading an interview with him talking about leaving the show, kind of what he learned on the show, how he felt himself evolve and progress as an actor, as a person from the show. It's kind of, he got more out of it than I thought he would, given kind of how they handle things sometimes. He even kind of mentioned in season 2 how they kind of had this haphazard sort of storyline where you'd forget that, so-and-so was on the show, and then they were in, 5 states away, then they had to get him back into one spot. He mentioned that, and kind of how the idea going into season 3 was kind of paring things down as far as the characters were concerned, which is another reason why his character was written out of the show. Both, both Don and himself were written out of the show. Kind of mentioned that there was some spin-off talk, which I would have loved. I said from the beginning, give me a Hawk and Dove spin-off. So that was a cool read. The only thing I didn't like really about Hank in the show is Hank explaining, as Donna called it. He, in his kind of giving her the rundown about Jason and what happened to him, he fed the whole drug narrative. Said that he started taking drugs, started in yada yada yada. And again, we're trying to drug explain what happened to Jason, what he's doing, and to again go back to the stupid atonement redemption crap that they're going to put on us by the end of the season, and just glossing over the fact that his heel turn was conducted before the drugs. And that is a sticking point with me, and that's going to bug me as they wrap up this season and the storyline. And again, take us to this atonement redemption crap that we know they're going to do. Moving forward for Tim is to go back, wakes up in the hospital when they're working on him. Donna ends up where Bruce Wayne is, because as the episode opens, Bruce Wayne is about to kill himself. So yes, Bruce Wayne makes last will and testament. He says he's somber goodbye to his lawyer dude, and thanks for your service, thanks for everything, blah blah. You can kind of I was like, wait a minute, is Bruce gonna off himself? Yeah. Takes some gasoline, throws it all around, lights the match. He's about to die. He's on the floor, flames are around him. Donna shows up and pulls him out, and he's like, am I dead? And she's like, no. And he's like, but you are. And she's like, not anymore. End of the episode. And it's just Batman killing himself. It's just, I'm sure the people who hate how this show has deconstructed and broken down Bruce Wayne are furious at looking at that scene play out. It's just, I don't know. Why have him? Why have we had Bruce Wayne in this? I just don't understand. And the actor that they're getting, he's a good actor. He's a pretty decent Bruce Wayne, but he doesn't, I just cannot envision this guy that they have as Bruce Wayne in the mask, in the cowl, as Batman beating on criminals. No. He could be old man Bruce Wayne to a younger Terry McGinnis. That would work. I mean, I would age him up a little bit more and just kind of have him more broken down and hobbling and stuff like that. But that could work. But as a kind of even a little bit past his glory days Batman, it just doesn't work at all. It's just no. Outside of that, the episode wasn't terrible. I'm a Dom Troy fan from the comics. I was a fan of her on the show. I just didn't like her much. Like a lot of the Titans, I didn't like her interpretation, what happened to her, how she died. I thought it was stupid oh my God, it was stupid. But for her to be back now, that's cool. The way they went back, I thought was cool. The whole idea of this like purgatory-ish type of place. I thought that was cool. Having Hank and Don reunited, I thought that was cool. Tim struggling, crawling back to life, I thought that was cool. See how he unfolds for the rest of the season, going forth as, you know, a Robin in training. The stupid part of the episode was even Rachel, with her attempting to bring Donna back and kind of realizing it was a fool's errand and kind of wondering, maybe questioning herself, why am I doing this? For like, what is the reason why I'm doing this? So for her to kind of understand that maybe she should give it up, I like that aspect of it. The whole soul thing and the representation with the statue thing that she had to put together, I liked all that. The stupid part, the part that brings down this episode, is Bruce wanting to off himself, and it just goes back to a lot of just Bruce Wayne's stupidity from Titans. Like, it's just, why? Just why? Whatever. It is what it is. It's where we are. Remains to be seen kind of how things play out with the Scarecrow, with Jason Todd, with Lady Vix. Even I forgot until I read on the message board. Somebody was like, where's Lady Vic? If Scarecrow was having problems with Jason Todd, why didn't he just call back in Lady Vic, who he brought in to kind of be his muscle if Jason Todd got out of line, which Jason Todd did get out of line. So why doesn't he call Lady Vic? Because the writers, whatever. It's just, I don't know. I can't even give this show, this episode a rating. It is what it is. It's another episode. It's Titans. There's some good in it, actually. A whole lot of bad, which is just accumulated bad for the show, for this season. It is what it is. Anyway, those are some of my thoughts on it, scattered as they often are. What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me, social media this weekend, MPX, Best Picture, Infinite Stock, MPX Tag Team Championships. We're going to retain as I make movies, I kick faces. That's what I do. It's what I do so well. That's what I'm going to do this weekend. Catch it live in person or on the network. Either way, can't miss it. Till next time, let us geek.